Hi guys, Team Duels Alliance 671. Um, hope you are all doing well. So today I have a unique deck profile for you guys. This is my Arcana deck profile. I purchased this last week, and I actually took this to the tournament during the weekend for my locals. And I'm really excited to show you guys this because I actually made third place with this one. I was able to contend with Sprites and Sharks, which is a really good deck. I highly recommend that too. And without further ado, guys, I'll go and show you the deck profile. So this one made third place at locals, so I'm really excited for this one, guys. So without further ado, let's get started. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Sorry about the long intro, so let's go and get started. Start off for our normal monsters, you run 3 copies of Queen's Knight. I went ahead and run 3 because I always want to see at least 1 copy in the deck. And we do go through the deck a lot. Especially when we're summoning the god cards in here. It's given by the name of the deck profile. So 3 copies of Queen's Knight, that way we always have a copy in the deck. But of course, for the other normal type we run in here, it's only 2 copies of Jack's Knight. This one we want to see in the deck as much as possible. If we draw him, it's okay, because we could always use cards like, what is it called? Court of Cards. My apologies for the chickens in the background, guys. But Court of Cards could special summon him from the hand if need be. And also, we could just tribute summon a monster if all else fails. I actually broke out of a Dark Angel lock by tributing that Dark Angel for Jack's Knight. That was hilarious. I just didn't have all the spells to follow up, but that's okay. So that's it for the normal monsters. For the effect monsters, of course, we run the 3 copies of King's Knight. Pretty much the main normal summon of the deck. You want to normal summon him while Queen's Knight is on the field, and we have so many ways to bring out Queen's Knight, and he has so much utility in the deck. And with the other spells and traps you run here for support cards, for the Arcana Knights, it's very often will activate this effect. And then a plane is coming. Don't worry, there's an airport nearby. So let's wait for that plane to pass by. So if you can still hear me, 2 copies of Joker's Knight. This one pretty much mimics any of the names of the 3, Jack, Queen, or Kings. You could activate this from your hand, send one of the 3 to the graveyard to special summon him. It becomes that name. And then the interesting part is all the Joker cards have the same effect. During the end phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you could shuffle any of the 3 from your graveyard back to the deck, and if you do, you add this back to your hand. So you're always going to have a target for your Joker straight and your other cards in here as well. So to continue, well, maybe not all the Joker cards. We also run Arcana, Triumph, Joker. Pretty much a combination of the 4, if you will. To a degree, but yes. So this one's pretty much a mini slide for the Sky Dragon, if you will. She gains 500 for each card in the player's hand, not just yours, so that really comes in handy. You can special summon this card from your hand or graveyard by sending any of the 3, or all 3, to the graveyard, whether it be in your hand or field, to special summon this card. And you could discard 1 card to destroy all face-up cards your opponent controls, but it can only be the type of the card you discarded. So you discard a monster, you destroy other monsters. You discard a spell, you destroy all their spells. Traps, vice versa. So 1 copy of Arcana Triumph Joker. She comes up a lot, and she's searchable through Thunder Speed Summon. That'll come up later. 1 copy of Imperial Bower. This one comes up every now and then. When this is on the field, when you control no other monsters, you contribute this card, take 2 different names from your deck among the 3. King, Queen, or Jacks, and either add to your hand or special summon it. You'll mainly want to special summon them, but every now and then it does come up if you just want to add them like King or Queen to the hand and then normal summoning King if Queen's already on the field. And there are ways to bust out Queen much faster. So Imperial Bower, that'll be it for the Knight lineup. So for the main finisher cards of the deck, we run Slifer, the Sky Dragon, Obelisk, the Tormentor, and the Winged Dragon of Ra. These two, Slifer and Ra, are searchable through Lightspeed Summon, and they actually help me win a lot of games. This is in fact a blind going second deck. You'll see why in a little bit. And believe it or not, Ra actually has a higher kill count for me because the fact that he gets stronger when he's normal summoned. True, your life points are at 100, but if you clear the board well enough and you have other monsters to attack with him, at least one other, you're pretty much securing your game. So Ra has the higher kill count, Slifer had the deadlier kills, and Obelisk had the tougher kills, like he defeated my tougher opponents. So that's their track record. Their track records. So the 3 god cards, and then in addition to the god cards, the Winged Dragon of Ra, Sphere Mode, everyone's favorite bowling ball. And just kidding. So yeah, you could normal summon this one by attributing 3 of your opponent's monsters. Very handy, and you could jailbreak a Winged Dragon of Ra from your deck. So when you do normal summon him on using the opponent's monsters, you do have to summon this one on the opponent's side of the field, but in the next standby phase, this returns back to your field. So if you drop this on to the correct deck that can't like link this away, then you're pretty much secured to summon Ra. Trust me. So that'll be it for the monsters, guys. For the spells, 3 copies of Joker Straight. This card is designed to bring out all 3 of the knights. So what this does exactly is part of the effect, you discard a card. Special summon 1 Queen's Knight from the deck. Then add 1 King's Knight or Jack's Knight from your deck to your hand. Then immediately normal summon 1 monster. So for this one, you'll want to special summon Queen's Knight, then search for King's Knight, then immediately normal summon King's Knight. Then from there, you could activate King's Knight in a separate chain, which of course special summons Jack's Knight from the deck, as we all saw from the anime. So yes, 3 copies of Joker Straight. Joker Straight, just like Joker's Knight, has the effect where you could return this to your hand by shuffling any one of the 3 from your graveyard pad to the deck. So very good recycling mechanic. Then 2 copies in Thunder Speed, only 2 because we will only want to activate this when we have all 3 on the field. But the effect that it has mainly is during the main phase or battle phase, you can immediately normal summon into a level 10 monster, so it's an additional normal summon for the god cards, or even your Arcana Triumph Joker. And also you could add this effect if you have King, Queen, or Jack's Knight in your hands. So this one adds 1 level 10 non-dark monster 0 attack from your deck to your hand. You could search for Slifer, you could search for Triumph Joker, and you could search for Ra as well as Ra Sphere Mode. Very incredible card. And yes, if you activate this while you have Sphere Mode in your hand, you could tribute your opponent's monsters during their turn because it's a quick play. A very deadly combination. So Thunder Speed Summon. And in addition to the God card support, we run Soul Crossing. This one is pretty much Soul Exchange from the anime. In a nutshell, I don't know what that is, sorry. I do apologize. So in a nutshell, this one turns any of your god cards into Sphere Mode. So you could use your opponent's monsters and even your monsters. So let's say, for example, they try to play around Sphere Mode, in which there are smart gentlemen that will try to do that. And that's why we play this card, Soul Crossing. So you could just normal summon any monster, then chain Soul Crossing, and then tribute your monster and then 2 of their monsters to summon any of your god cards. So it's a very powerful card because it turns any of your god cards to Sphere Mode. It additionally normal summons them too, so you don't have to worry about saving your normal summon. Okay, so 2 copies of Soul Crossing. Also, you can only activate 1 effect per turn after you activate this effect, except the Divine Beasts, which is perfectly fine, because once you bring out this card, it's just to attack for 4,000 beater, in which the god cards are normally 4,000 or greater, depending. So to continue, 1 copy of Mount of the Bound Creator pretty much turns any level 10 on the or higher monster in the field, including your opponent's zone, to the God card's immunity, where they can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects. There's another effect that came up where if any of your level 10 or higher monsters destroys a monster by battle, or any level 10 destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, the destroyed monster's controller takes 1000, which is pretty good. It does come up every now and then, and when this is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can search a divine monster from your deck to your hand, but it's a strong win, so just be careful because sometimes that does miss timing. But we're mainly using that for the protection, just one as a trump card. Some people run two, but I prefer one. So for the generic spells, 3 copies of Unexpected Die. So this one's to jailbreak the Queen's Knight mainly, and this is your only target. Queen's Knight is the only target for this, but that's perfectly fine. So you could use this card to special summon Queen's Knight when you control no monsters, and then you could normal summon King's Knight, then summon Jack's Knight, the old-fashioned way. So Unexpected Die, 2 copies of Lightning Storm. This really came in handy because I want to clear the back row as much as possible, especially with impermanence and Call by the Grave, just in case. And even if they have Solemn Judgment, you're baiting out the Solemn Judgment, and if you're on timer, that does come in clutch. If I may mention. And then to add to the utility of Lightning Storm on copies of Harpy's Feather Duster, Lightning Storm does destroy attack mode monsters, so that does come out. Or attack mode monsters the opponent controls, so that does come up every now and then. Harpy's Feather Duster, pretty much you could destroy all spells and traps the opponent controls. This one's a little bit more flexible than Lightning Storm, because you could control face-up cards. This one you have to control no face-up cards. But Feather Duster is in here to back up the Lightning Storm, so you could clear your opponent's back row. So to continue with the generic spells, we also run 1 copy of Double or Nothing. I think you guys know where I'm going with this. Is for the Utopia Double package, a very deadly combo, and I pulled this off like once or twice during the tournament. 1 copy of Call by the Grave, because whether you're going first or second, in which this deck you are going second, you want to avoid the hand traps as much as possible, especially Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. So 1 copy of Reinforcement of the Army. Believe it or not, this is the only searcher in the deck, really, and because most of the cards in here are designed to just jailbreak the knights, so you can bring out the god cards. It's this one and Thunder Speed Summon are the only searchers of the deck. So Reinforcement of the Army, for obvious reasons. Pot of Extravagance, I debated on playing this one, but it actually works really well. I was really surprised. You do banish random cards in your extra deck depending on how many you want to draw, but in the end of the day, it's a very little chance you'll banish the cards you need, even the Utopia Double. And even if you do, you're mainly just OTKing with the God cards and the Knights, so you're perfectly fine. So that'll be it for the spells, but let me go and backtrack a little bit. I will point out though that, before I go to the extra deck, that Joker Straight, when you use this effect, you're locked into Light Warriors from your extra deck, so you could still play around it, but you just have to be extra careful. So before we go into the extra deck, we also have the traps. 2 copies of Joker, 3 copies of Joker's Wild. Just kidding. So this one mimics any of your spells that mention any of the 3. So the exact effect is, during the main phase or battle phase, send 1 spell from your deck to the graveyard that specifically lists all of the Queen, Kings, and Jack's Knights. So it does have to list all of them. I take it back. So you mainly want to use this to mimic the effect of Joker Straight, or if you already have all 3 on the field, Thunder Speed Summon. So your main targets for this one will be, let me backtrack once more, be indeed Joker Straight and Thunder Speed Summon, depending. Or if your opponent has 3 monsters and he has 3 more in your hand already, you could just chain this to mimic Thunder Speed Summon and then Sphere Mode the opponent's monsters. It does come up in handy, and I actually was able to contend with Sprites and many other decks because of that. So I was able to contend with sprites, like I mentioned, Yang Xing, as well as another deck I forgot the name, but it's a pretty good OTK deck as well. We were both scratching our heads because we were both trying to go second, but on either one of us ended up going first. It was kind of funny. And also went up against Sharks. That one was pretty good too. A pretty good matchup as well. The one where I was outmatched though was Heroes, because I had a hard time breaking the Plasma lock and the Dark Angel lock. I couldn't do much, but it's okay. I ended up getting third place. I was happy. Anyways, the side deck will definitely compensate for that once I show you guys what I run. So Joker's Wild. Also, the second effect is to return this to your hand by shuffling any of the 3 back to your deck. It does target, so you just gotta be careful with the DD Crow and Bestials and stuff. Okay, so enough rambling from me. We go for 1 copy of Court of Cards. This one works when you control normal monsters or if you control any of the 3. Queen, Jack, or Queens. Queen, Jack, or Kings. And then you can special summon any one of the 3 from your hand or graveyard. So if Jack is stuck in your hand, you can special summon Jack. That definitely works. Also, you could banish up to 1 each of Queen, King, or Jack's Knight from your hand or graveyard. You draw the same number of cards banished. So this definitely helps clear out any knights that are stuck in your hand or any of your knights in your graveyard, and it definitely helps strengthen Slifer. This deck is centered around summoning Slifer and strengthening him, but we also run the other 2 god cards to help end games. So that definitely helps. So without further ado guys, let's go and get started with the extra deck. Arcana Extra Joker. This one comes in handy. This only takes 3 warriors with different names. This has targeting protection for himself and other monsters he points to. Once per turn, you could discard, when a card effect activates that target, discard the same type, whether it's a monster effect activating, spell effect activating, or a trap effect activating. You can negate the activation. So this is actually pretty good defense, like with Impermanence or Runics or any monsters that target. Pretty good defense actually for himself and other monsters he points to. Also, if he's destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 level 4 warrior normal monster from your deck. And then you add 1 warrior monster from your deck to your hand that is level 4. So it also fetches out the Queen and King once more. To continue the Link lineup, Underworld Goddess, she does come up. As long as you don't activate Joker's Trade this turn, you could summon her. And you do have Link Spider in here, so you could turn any of your normal Arcana Knights into effect monsters. So Underworld Goddess, 1 access Code Talker, simply to end games, so you have more than 1 way to end the game in here, not just the god cards. We'll get to that soon. Nightmare Unicorn, to shuffle any card in the field by discarding a card as cost, of course. So again, this is a blind going second deck, so you want to run all of the best end gamers in the game, like Nightmare Phoenix to pop a spell or trap, IP Masquerena if you want to like chain during the opponent's turn, or if you just want to make one of your link monsters indestructible, then by card effects that is, then you're pretty much good. 1 copy of Link Spider. This is to also special summon Queen's Knight in your hand by linking away Queen or Jack's Knight. Sorry about the glare. So Link Spider for sure. Sorry. And also if you want to bring out like Underworld or access code, and then you could just use 1 of your normal monsters to go into Link Spider and you're good to go. So that'll be it for the Link lineup. For the XC lineup, we run 1 copy of Abyss Dweller for graveyard control. That definitely comes up. Let me go and speed this up for you guys. So 1 copy of Baguska, just to certain matchups. If you know your opponent's running a lot of monsters that aren't links, then this is a good card against them. You just gotta be worried that they might negate him or bounce him. There are more solutions now, but he still hurts. So in case we're locked into Light Warriors, we still could OTK with Heroic Champion Excalibur For the new players, this one takes 2 level 4 warrior types. You could detach 2 cards, 2 exceed materials from this card, double the attack of his original. Double his original attack, so he becomes 4,000 until the opponent's end phase. So if you're in a tight situation and you just want to end the game, this is another way to go about it. And then we run the Utopia package. Let me set these aside. 1 copy of Utopia, number 39. 1 copy of number 39 Utopia Double. 1 copy of S39 Utopia the Lightning. So these two are pretty much still OTK. Utopia Double searches. When you overlay into Utopia Double, you detach 1 exceed material, search for double or nothing, and then immediately exceed summon into number 39 using himself and his materials as exceed materials for this one. So you pretty much, and it becomes 5,000, so you pretty much search for your double or nothing. Let me show you a quick tutorial. You attack, negate the attack of his own attack, chain double or nothing. So he's now 10,000 at the end of the damage step, and you swing at a monster that is less than 2,000. That is 2,000 or less. If not, then you have another monster to attack with. In case you draw this, or in case they negate this one, we go into lightning, so we still have another beater to go into. Even if you do draw this, you could just summon him the regular way, and then you could just still attack with him, negate, and then hit for 5,000. So it's not big of a deal if you draw this one. It's kind of a brick, but you could still play through it, and if not, then you could just go into lightning. So your Utopia package comes in clutch. To continue the Exceed lineup, we run Constellar Pleiades, because he's a light monster, as you can see, and he's a warrior. You could detach 1 Exceed material for the new players. It's a quick effect. You could return 1 card in the field, target, and return to the hand. So he comes in very handy. You have light warriors in here that are level 5, so you, aside from Jack's Knight, you also have Joker's Knight, so he's very easy to bring out in this deck. And then 1 copy of Zeus Sky Thunder, everyone's favorite card. As long as he didn't play Joker's straight, then you could bring this out when you battle with your XC monster. Like if you go Utopia and then didn't go through, then you could just go into Zeus and then blow everything up, send them to the graveyard. So yeah, that'll be it for the extra deck. The side deck, I'll just show you guys really quick, save you some time, because you all know what these do by now. Nibiru, for all you special summon lovers, including heroes and sprites. Just kidding. I think sprites could play around this, but it still hurts, according to them. Ghost Sister, because sometimes it comes in clutch when you're under a time limit, and not only that, it helps strengthen your Wind Giant of Ra if you really want to swing for game. Then 2 copies of Ash Blossom, because we all know why. Only side, because we're mainly just going blind second, but if we want to stop the opponent a little bit too, we side into this. 2 copies of Ghost Spell for the Despias, or any other card that involves banishing from the graveyard or special summoning from the graveyard, etc. The rest of the side deck, Token Collector, for obvious reasons, for Scapegoat, kidding, for Sword Souls. 2 copies of Triple Tactics. This actually saved me a lot, especially with the different matchups. I was able to chain this right after, and it came in clutch. 1 copy of Change of Heart, because it's Change of Heart. Who doesn't want to play this card? Only side though, under certain situations. Infinite Impermanence, just to help out combat with like heroes or sprites or Yangzing. You want to negate their effects before you do anything, so Infinite Impermanence. And Yugi Token, pay homage to the King of Games. Just kidding. So that'll be it for the deck profile, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. I do apologize for the background noise. I'll be working on getting a studio in the future, and once I get that underway, I'll hope to bring you guys higher quality material for the channel. So as always, thank you guys for all your support, and please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell and be a part of the notification squad. Thank you for all my followers for doing all my loyal followers for doing so, and thank you for your support. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.